Hi, this is Scott Murray, and welcome to the Daily Economic Market Shout for Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. It's great having you with me here today. And today we're going to talk about the flash PMIs. We got them overnight. Australia, UK, France, and actually then Germany. And what did we see? We saw a bifurcation. Services is still in expansion territory. That is helpful, right? Post-pandemic, we've had a number of issues globally with China's weakness. Plus, we've seen energy issues, particularly in Europe, and those seem to be subsiding. And at the same time, we're starting to see travel percolate. Summer's here. We're starting to see tourism. It's an important push for a number of economies throughout the world, and we're seeing that helpful because it's the rebuilding of the world after the global pandemic. Manufacturing still problematic, and when we see a weakening, yes, it's in contraction. It's been in contraction in Germany for a while. But when you see particularly Germany's economy contracting, that is a problematic sign for the entire continent. Why? Because Germany is an important provider of finished goods, getting supplies from peripheral countries. Here we're talking about the Czech Republic, Poland, areas that are not technically part of the euro. So they are at disadvantage for trade, and their currencies have actually still been weakening compared to what we see as the euro has been strengthening. And so Germany being an important catalyst, this tells you that there is persistent finished goods weakness in demand. And I think that's really playing on the economy. I do think there's linkage here when you look at what Germany is facing compared to what is happening in China, meaning Chinese weak import demand is impacting Germany, which is then backing up through the continent. So we want to keep our eyes on that. Higher interest rates are clearly having an impact on these numbers. Remember, investment is an important part of it. Germany's investment is king, not the king like it is here in the United States, because the consumer is the king. Germans are savers, they're investors, they're builders of investment in their own countries, their manufacturing prowess, and that continues to be an important source. When you see cost of weighted average cost of capital going up with interest rates, that is removing the component of growth and slowing the economy down. France, not so much, but weakness. Then we continue to see paralysis in the UK. This is something that's we've noted earlier with employment weakness. They're really struggling again to reclaim their post-Brexit. I think this will continue to put weight on the economy. Now, we have seen better peripheral results. We would expect Italy and Spain to holding on a little better. And we do think, although the Greek economy is not a huge driver, but it is good to see some elements of further democracies strengthening. We think that will actually happen and be helpful, particularly to the secondary continental powers. Now, it's clearly a negative, particularly even for Europe, but for Turkey, that there seems to be a political agreement that has manifested itself with the current president, Erdogan, to continue to be in power. Concerns there would be he's wrote a rather aggressive inflationary policy, and that inflationary policy will probably continue to stretch. Turkey does not provide its own food for itself, must go into the world market to obtain currency to thus buy the food. And so devaluing its own currency, which will continue to destabilize over time their economy and their elements of the world there. So we want to keep that in mind as we move forward. So yes, good to see services expanding. We think that'll be a catalyst moving forward, but value added, the manufacturing and the trade elements still continue to be weak. And we think that'll be a worries going forward. Now, for the US, we see constructive signs internationally, right? That service demand internationally should have a positive effect, particularly on US companies that do business internationally. We think that can be helpful to it. The manufacturing impact on European weak manufacturing on the US is not as significant. And I think that's going to be a positive for the United States. The international service community is doing better. Net, constructive on the service side of the equation, worrisome manufacturing. The long term going forward, that's going to continue to hold back the world's economy. We're still looking for signs of the re-emergence of China and its economy on the rest of the world. This is Scott Murray, the Daily Economic Market Shout. Thank you for joining me.